Alright, Tracker, you better be ready. I'll be probably releasing this MSU pack after a little bit more testing, but that's what today's for. Just gotta make sure I didn't leave any more bugs in it. Wouldn't be the first time. Welcome, Meatball. Oh, you've been having the usual struggles with Retroarch being unintuitive and pain in the ass? Yeah, sounds about right. Now, as you can see from the 61% certainty, I didn't actually say that. That's just Tracker hearing things again. Yeah, this one is going to be a very nostalgic pack for anybody who's played the relevant games. I'm just saying. I had a lot of moments where I found myself just sitting there listening to the music instead of actually working. Because nostalgia is a powerful feeling, and it's one of the only games that really sets it off for me. So let's go ahead and get started then, shall we? Really tempted to just go down to Blueprint Star. I know it worked recently, but I mean, it's tempting again. It's really tempting, but I think I'm going to resist. Well, I guess while I'm doing the initial walk-up... Hey, Tracker! Mark Eastern Palace as red pendant.
Marked Eastern Palace as red pendant.
Hey, Tracker! Mark Desert Palace as blue pendant.
Marked Desert Palace as blue pendant.
Hey, Tracker! Mark Tower of Hera as crystal. Hey, Tracker! Mark Tower of Hera as crystal.
Marked Tower of Hera as crystal.
This fellow is known as Adol the Red. It's an East character. But I figured the design works with the MSU pack, so, you know. Come here, you! Get a load of this! Yeah. Anyways. Hey, Tracker, please add grappling beam.
Toggled grapple on.
Hey, Tracker, track soups.
You now have 5 supers.
Hey, Tracker, clear 1 item from Hyrule Castle.
5 treasures left.
I mean, his hair is totally different from Rule. Okay, it's not all that different. He does very much look like Smash Bros. Rule in particular. Damn. Ooh, money crabs! Yeah, yeah, cash! Cash, give me the cash! Oh yeah! Played a couple of East games, including one that included this guy, so, you know. Hey, Tracker, there's bullshit at Lumberjack Ledge.
Ignoring Lumberjack Ledge.
Give me the goods. Ah, yeah! So much money! Hey, track soups!
Added more super missiles.
Jeez! Alright, that's our three tree poles. We got full magic, green rupees, and red rupees. Hey, track powerful bombs.
Added more power bombs.
Screw it, I'm just gonna go to CAC. Yeah, it's Adel. Mr. the Pro Tag himself. You know, let's try for the YOLO bombs. I haven't done this in a while. YOLO bombs? I mean, half magic's pretty good. Hey, track morph ball.
Toggled morph ball on.
Hey, Tracker, please add that red shit. Hey, track red shit.
Toggled red boomerang on.
Should talk to this guy first. Ah, there we go. We got explosives. Orb! Hey, track soups!
Added more super missiles.
I feel when I only have super missiles right now. Am I today a little sleepy? Back we're using a brand new one that I've been making. Just putting it through the old ringer for tests today. Hey, track missiles.
You now have 5 missiles.
Hey, track boots.
Toggled Zelda bombs on.
I mean, that's accurate, but... Hey, track Pegasus boots! Hey, track boots.
Toggled boots on.
Thank you. Hey, track soups!
You now have 20 superb missiles.
Hey, track half magic!
Toggled half magic on. Doesn't get you anywhere though.
No, but it's really convenient, though. No, this is Adel. The red. That's the red hair. Hey, track soups!
Oh yeah!
You now have 25 super missiles.
That number is growing quickly. Oh, that's convenient. Also vanilla. Hey, track bottle.
Congratulations with your new first bottle.
Hey, track missiles.
Added more
You
missiles.
unbelievable!
Do I need this? No. Am I picking it up? Yeah. This particular MSC is a brand new one. Anybody who actually recognizes the source games will probably be getting a severe slap to the face of nostalgia today. Miss Authority, thank you very much for the 4 months. I can afford it. Ooh, new job. Congratulations. Hopefully it's a good one. As I know the quality of jobs can be highly varying in this day and age. Thank you very much for the support. I'll see the channel chugging along. Yeah, Silvers. I mean, I'll go ahead and... Hey, Tracker, track Silvers. Hey, Tracker, track Silver Arrows.
Toggled silver arrows on.
And Alexandra, thank you for this year too, for 35 months, almost 3 years. Aw, yeah. I mean, at this time, I don't have any reason to be stopping, so... There ain't no stopping this train, Leon. Hey, Track Soups.
You now have 30 supers.
Hey, Track Bottle.
Upgraded bottle by 1 step.
Even made a profit on bombs thanks to that one expansion I already got. Hey, thank you for 1,000 minis, Eskendi. Welcome to 5 PVC and... No, not again! Anything but that. We've had enough of those recently. Especially since this time I don't have the screw attack. Yet. Starting up a good old hype train, though. Yeah. I mean, I would hope I stop before I'm dead. Just imagine you're like 80 years old and you're doing Twitch streaming. Whew. That would be very, very difficult to keep up with. And more Civil Spec, thank you for the 100 videos as well. We'll push the train a little bit further. As we're gonna do a little bit of water walking, because why not, I guess. We're here. We're in this position. May as well just take a quick peek. It's convenient, you know. Thank you for the 200 biddies as well. Pushing the meter ever so slightly further. Hey, that's a good sequence break, though. Oh, damn it. I don't want to be swimming. It's still worth. Hey, Track Speed Booster.
Toggled speed booster on.
You gonna call me out?
By the way, nice tech.
Thank you. I mean, retiring for streaming would mean that you're actually saving your money, which, you know, I actually have been doing some long-term stuff with any bit of extra money that I could get at this point. But, you know, it's kind of the first time I've ever actually had spare money. I usually have lived paycheck to paycheck. So I'm putting some of it away and letting it grow a little bit. Because, you know, I don't have any sort of long-term money, so you gotta do stuff like invest. Okay, really good sequence break, though. Hey, Tracker, there's bullshit at Lake Hylia Island.
Ignoring Lake Hylia Island.
Hey, Track Sword. Hey, Track Sword from Hobo.
Congratulations with your new fighter's sword.
It's one of those things. Ain't a lot, but at least something being put away is better than nothing. And nothing is what I've been putting away for most years. Oh, back when I lived out west, it was so expensive. I was streaming and working full-time, but it still wasn't enough. Hey, Track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Every single day, I've seen a few people like that with streaming. One of those things where they're just like, okay, we're gonna stream every day for X number of years, and I'm just like, oh, that's gonna be maddening. Western Canada is substantially more expensive than Eastern Canada, yes. Do note that I am not including Ontario in Eastern Canada, because that's more like Central Canada. Hey, Track E-Tank.
Toggled E-Tank on.
But Ontario's quite expensive, yes. Shout out to everything for the 100 biddies as well. Pushing that meter a little bit closer to level 2. Yes. Somebody get the pan flutes out! Hey, Track E-Tank from Hyrule Castle.
You now have 2 energy tanks.
I'm legitimately
4
surprised.
items left in Hyrule Castle.
I had that small delay of adding from Hyrule Castle, and she was perfectly okay with it. We're all thinking for the 1,000 biddies, pushing that thing past level 2. Yeah. Good luck, biddies. We'll see what happens. You know, my history with the randomizer is not exactly flourishing in terms of luck, but we can. Sister Mary, thank you very much for getting 5 subs. Going on out to over to that Spooky Witch Sierra, Drossie. Hey, it's Kill My Sub, Axel Zero, and Savan. Hope y'all are having a good one today, as we're just gonna be having a good time with the old randomizer. Oh yeah. Those sword clangs wound my soul every time. Showtime! It's a map. Hey Tracker, track Heart Piece from Hyrule Castle.
Toggled heart piece on. 3 treasures left.
Showtime!
Chugga chugga. Sport's very much appreciated, guys. It's what allows me to do this to begin with. That you know, rain's actually being nice and low in this area. So that's an important one. Turns out living in the sticks ain't so bad if you're not a very social person to begin with. Aw, yeah.
Showtime!
Hey, Tracker, track 20 rupees from Hyrule Castle.
This is not the content you are looking for.
I mean, it's not,
2
but it's the
treasures
content that I
left.
have. Finding a place with affordable rent is, an adventure, would be one way of putting it. Jen, thank you very much for getting sub out over to Phantom Kieran. Getting Jonathan's spin just a touch more. Train's almost all the way to level 4 now. Yales. And building depression with the extra 100 biddies. Hey, Tracker, track powerful bombs! Hey, Tracker, track powerful bombs.
You now have 10 power bombs.
What was the other thing I got? Was it a knee tank? It was something. Yeah, none of that 5 power bomb stuff today. Hey, Tracker, track E-Tank.
You now have 3 E-Tanks.
Delicious. Sahasrarla with the bailout.
Showtime!
Yeah, that's a good point, Bylight. Alexam Trader, thank you for getting us up over to Alexam Trader. Wait a minute. Getting to pass at level 4. Yeah, as we're making our way through Eastern Palace. And track missiles from Eastern Palace. Hey, track missiles from Eastern Palace.
Added more missiles. 2 items left in Eastern Palace.
That feel like you're gifting a sub out to your own imposter. Alright, yeah, that seems good. Tracker Track Glove from Eastern Palace.
Congratulations with your new power glove. One more to go in here.
Fresh meat.
Meatball is here, yes. So yeah, dipping in Pendant Eastern, decidedly worth. Nice. You know what? That's good enough. Hey, Tracker, track 300 rupees from Eastern Palace.
Yes.
Toggle 300 rupees on. That's the last of them.
And Sci-Fi, thank you very much for the 3 years. Yes, 3 years of absolute nonsense. Oh. I mean, not really off the top of my head when it comes to expanding meatball stuff. Hey, Tracker, track soups from Hyrule Castle.
You now have 35 superb missiles.
Hey, Tracker, track
One more to
powerful
go in
bombs from
here.
Hyrule Castle.
You now have 15 power bombs. That's the last of them.
Hey, Tracker, clear Hyrule Castle.
Cleared 4 items in Hyrule Castle.
Alright, there we go. We have a comfortable number of power bombs. Amazing. Because if anything else would involve actually getting Neo to draw more than 1 frame. And that's where things get complicated. Do I even need all this money? I mean, I don't. But I mean, it's right here. Just chucking it at me. There isn't actually a free boots option. There's an early boots option. But no free boots. They were just in blind hideout. Hey, Tracker, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
We already have 35 soups. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit for this early in the scene. Hey, Tracker, there's bullshit at Spectacle Rock.
I hope you didn't waste time going there.
Nah, I was already in the area anyways. It's fine. It's K. I'm not gonna bother going to Zora just yet. It's in logic, but I mean, I have 15 power bombs now. It's time to go to Super Metroid. I even have a good amount of HP. Hey, level 4 hype train, that's pretty good. Get those emotes distributed. Aw, yeah. Some pretty good ones in the current hype train batch. This particular Sama sprite is just a regular old Federation trooper. Well, it's a sprite that works well with the current MSU pack, so I went ahead and chose it. Hey, Tracker, track the sword of evil's bane. Hey, Tracker, track sword of light. Hey, Tracker, track sword of legend.
Mark's sword is Master's sword.
Damn. That was really bad. I mean, I guess it's a holiday. That's one of those things where the homeowners here actually brought that up to me. It's like, you know, it's a holiday today, my friend. And I'm just like, it is? Okay. It's all the same day of the week to me. Hey, Tracker Track Crade. Hey, Tracker Track Crade.
Toggled crate on. Did you get the quick kill?
No. I've only gotten that once, Tracker, and even then it was scuffed. I mean, the quick kill entirely uses missiles and super missiles. No actual wave beam involved. You're supposed to get like 3 quick missile shots, but I can never seem to get them to come out. Usually only 2 fires, and when I do get a 3rd one to come out, it's always way too late. It's probably one of my favorite rooms for the respin patch. That's the type of thing that only works with respin. You know how to mess about with the crumbling platform and whatnot. Hey, track missiles. Hey, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Which one would I hang over a fireplace? Probably Ridley's skull. Alright, sports fun exists. Sorry, I just have to actually think about that sometimes. He does have a very particularly shaped skull, then, Ridley. Hey, track missiles.
You now have 35 missiles.
Yo, Mike, how's it going? Hey, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Whee! Yeah, get that mock ball. Gotta go fast. Oops. Oh god, you're playing my Super World. Well, have fun. It is very much meant to be challenging, so have fun. Hey, track missiles.
You now have 45 missiles.
There's a grand total of like 2 levels in there. I'd really point the finger at and say these are definitely flawed. But thankfully it's just the 2 of them. They're like really flawed. The rest of them are all at least fine. Whee! Look at this shit. Yeah. Yeah, I don't particularly care for, like, I just call them fancy parkour courses, since, I mean, that's what they are. I like traditional level design. And it's actually kind of hilarious how common I've seen the instance where somebody can do these big, complicated, like, parkour course type of obstacles, but yet you throw a couple of well-placed enemies at them and they're completely helpless. It's like, but that's so backwards! It's like, how are you able to do this really complicated stuff but not just dodge an enemy? Alright, not much of a gauntlet here. That first Goomba has killed many a child. Hey, tracker, track hammer.
Toggled hammer on.
Okay, Hammer Brothers are bullshit, though. I don't blame people for having trouble dodging them. They're very random. I used very few of them throughout the entire course of my world because of that. Ah, yeah. I always put some good shit in Green Bridge Star. It's important. Hey, track missiles.
You now have 50
Hey,
missiles.
track missiles.
You now have 55 missiles.
Hey, track fire rod.
Toggled fire rod on.
Hey, track E-tank.
You now have 4 E-tanks.
Hey, Tracker Track E-Tank.
You now have 5 energy tanks.
Hey, Tracker Track Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah. Hey, Tracker Track Ocarina.
Toggled ocarina on.
No, give me my transformation. Hey. Why won't you transform? There we go. I mean, it didn't get... Oh, I mean, that works too. Sometimes the mock ball be a little bit fussy. Arr. I mean, we get to fully clear out Green Brinstar in one dip, so that's always nice. Since I actually have the speed booster for a change, its sequence broken, but I mean, good enough. Yo, Heffelbringer, how's it going? Goes pretty good so far. Don't have much in the way of offense other than super missiles, but everything else is going good. Ah! Of all things to hit me, the big one on the way out. Ow! My HP? Charge! Charge! God, I do need some power bombs though, so I need to go back in here. Hey, power bombs in this room. It's so awful, but it's all I got, man. Alright, well, I'll get one more set, and that should hopefully be enough to grab all the items that I want to grab on this route. Okay. Come on! Go! Or was that a... That was a missile. I thought it was a power bomb, and that would have been actually very handy, but alas. Yeah, gotta run and waste time water. It sucks. How's the Federation even get more fall technology? That seems a little bit silly. I shouldn't know how to use this. Hey, Track Soups!
You now have 40 supers.
Hey, Track Reserve Tank.
Toggled reserve tank on.
Logic's always checked. Unless something goes terribly, terribly wrong, which shouldn't be possible at this point, then all seeds are completable. Hey, Track missiles.
Added more missiles.
It's why the logic exists in the first place. Some randomizers give you the option to turn off logic, but if you do that, you better know how to do a lot of glitches. I hope I actually have enough HP for the Shine Spark coming up. Hey, Track missiles!
Added more missiles.
We're just playing as regular old Federation Trooper because they kind of go nicely with the MSU pack today. Okay, I can't really afford to blow as many power bombs as I would like here. I'll do 2. Pain! Oh, it's totally worth it though! Hey, Tracker Track, screw attack. Hey, Tracker Track, screw attack.
Toggled screwing on.
Thank you, Beth. You know, I just we put a lot of work into this one, and it looks very nice as a result. Very, very nice. Alright, so screw attack's also out of logic because the speed booster was out of logic. But you know what? That's a pretty good sequence break if you ask me. I think I'll take that sequence break. It seems good. Well, there's our taking out enemies problem solved. Hey, Tracker Track E-Tank.
Added more energy tanks.
Hey, Tracker Track missiles.
You now have 70 missiles.
Alright, took a little bit, but the missiles are well and above the super missiles now. You know, let's go to the wreck ship the fun way. I haven't done like this in a while. Oh. It's hard to get the timing on that. But you can shine spark across this entire room and it's beautiful. It does take a lot of health out of you though. Alright, Fantoon, let's go. I tried. Actually, I think it still needs another cycle before the super missile would have killed anyways, because I missed a shot on the first cycle. Yo, did you see that smooth motion there at the end, though? That looked cool. Hitchhiker tracks Spooky Ghost.
Rip Spooky Ghost.
Nice. I feel pretty good about that one.
Too easy for me.
Wait, that's a screw attack. Hey, tracker track powerful bombs.
Added more power bombs.
I mean, the screw attack is very, very analogic, but other than that. So it's like, I'm not supposed to have the screw attack, but we have it, and that's what matters. Hey, tracker track powerful bombs.
Added more power bombs.
I remember when that room used to give me a lot more trouble on average. I still occasionally mess it up, but it's a lot less often than it used to be. $20? No thanks. Yeah, but like, it's highly in currency. That shit's probably not even worth a buck. Little tiny mothball. This hallway is always one of the goofiest checks in the game. You're just pushing robots. That's the whole room. You're just shoving robots around so they go in a pit. It is I'm the pushy penguin! Or something. Oh, hey, that seems important. Hey, track Moon Pearl.
Showtime!
Toggled Moon Pearl on.
And Whodda, thank you for the tier 3 for 32 months, my goodness. Look, sometimes you gotta bully, it's just how it is. Thank you for that big support for all this time. And Jonathan's spinning a little more for us today. As we're just spinning around, dealing with everything in the most majestic possible way. We got the good orb, the important orb. You'll figure one orb required the other orb! Grapple beam. It's interesting how your momentum just stops sometimes. But anyways. I forget exactly what possessed me to put that on the soundboard, but it's been a welcome addition since. Alright, Seeking's Broken Speed Booster gets me a missile pack. Hey, Track missiles. Hey, Track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Yeah, I use voice mod. Oh, my silly effects! Hey, Track mode.
Rip Ganon.
Hey, Tracker, undo that. Hey, Tracker, undo that.
Was that not what you wanted?
Hey, Track bow.
Toggle bow and arrow on.
It's like, excuse me, I forgot, I had to mispronounce it. The soundboard itself's just through my Stream Deck, though. I've got a little folder on it that says sounds, and then I click something in there. Most because it's more convenient than using voice mods. I've got all these buttons, I might as well use them. Alright, looks like we're gonna be going back to Link to the Past.
Fresh meat.
That was a cacophony of errors right there. Meatball, don't look. I messed up my jumps. Real bad. Hey, Track. Drugs.
Toggle drugs on.
That one was slightly more annoying because I couldn't tell if it was a capital I or a lowercase L. Beat World 3, very nice, very nice. World 4 is where it kind of caps at anything that an official game has asked of you. Everything past World 4 starts to get a bit more demanding. I'll take that. Hey, Tracker Track E-Tank.
You now have 7 energy tanks.
I mean, okay, there's gimmicks there. I mean, in terms of difficulty. I throw in a couple of non-traditional obstacles here and there. Because, I mean, it is Mario Maker, after all. Alright, let's go back. Go back to the past. Gotta go back. Go back to the past. Washa! Alright, let's get this flute activated first. This is Adol the Red from East. I just needed a sufficiently JRPG ass looking dude. And I looked at all the sprites, and he was the only one that looked like he could come from PSO. He's been on a lot of shit, from the days of the Super Nintendo up to modern hardware. Oh, but I know one name we can give him. What was that guy's name? Always called him Princess. Was it like Andy or something? I can't remember. No, it wasn't that. What was that one guy's name? It was the only one that survived. Hey, Tracker Track Morph Bomb.
Toggled morph bomb on.
Anthony, right. That's better. That's right. It could be Anthony. The one trooper that had any personality whatsoever. And it was an extremely generic personality, but you know what? It was something. He had a moment. It's also the only one that survived, so you know, it's also important. Are you kidding me? Hey, Tracker, mark Thievestown as green pendant.
Marked Thieves Town as pendant of courage.
Hey, Tracker, mark Palace of Darkness as red crystal.
Marked Dark Palace as red crystal.
Hey, Tracker, mark Ice Palace as red crystal.
Marked Ice Palace as red crystal.
Hey, Tracker, mark remaining dungeons as crystal.
Marked remaining dungeons as blue crystal.
I literally cut one bush in the Dark World and it has a skull under it. God. This fellow's another character from East. Yes. It was funny that they had Unica there for the longest time, and it took forever for Adel to pop up. Oh, there's a few versions of it on Steam, yeah. In fact, I think most of them are on there at this point. So this is just some Federation trooper. I've decided it's Anthony. This thing takes forever to charge. Have a good one, Ula. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I can definitely understand the confusion. Adel and Roy look very similar. Very similar. And no, the Super Metroid Sprite can Sprite just has different flavors of Sprite. Like the ever-popular Sprite Cranberry for the Varia suit. Thus the silly thumbnail that I made for the VOD channel. Right? Wouldn't it be great? Could have had double Pepsi, but the Sprite can ended up being different between the two games, and it makes me sad. What if I just wanted the cool, refreshing taste? Hey, Tracker, track +5 bomb expansion from Skullwoods.
Toggled +5 bomb capacity on. Just one more.
Hey, Tracker, track heart piece from Skullwoods.
You now have 2 pieces of heart. That's everything in Skill Woods.
It sure is. Let's get out of here. Actually, East Origins is like number 6, 7, 5. It's up there on the list. And Adel's not even in it. Actually, I mean, he's in as a side character at one point, but that's about it. In terms of story order, I had no frickin' idea. It's a generic JRPG lore. Hey, Tracker, there's bullshit at Bumper Ledge.
Marked Bumper Cave as bullshit.
I'm surprised she got that, but okay, that'll work. Alright. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Mothula.
Marked Mothula as defeated.
Oh, that's pretty good. Hey, Tracker, track various suits. Hey, Tracker, track various suits.
Toggled various suits on.
Swing and a miss, me. Swing and a miss. Hey, Tracker Track E-Tank.
Added more energy tanks.
Yeah, suits of a various nature. Alright, this is a good one. Hey, Tracker Track bottle from Thieves Town.
Upgraded bottle by 1 step. 3 treasures
Alright,
left.
fine. There's 3 items in the back plus green pendant. I'll do it. It's a probably persuasive argument, one might say. Charge! Casual God Pixel, don't mind me. It's just exclamation point stretch. Hey, Tracker, track piece of heart from Thieves Town.
Added more heart pieces. 2 items left in Thieves Town.
We met all our goals for this month, so I had to come up with some new ones for next month. But it does mean that there's lots of stuff on the old docket for next month, too. Yes.
Showtime!
Thane Silas, thank you very much for the 6 months. And Jonathan's spending a little bit more for us today as we're cruising along to Thieves Town. And hopefully actually getting something out of it. Would be nice. Ah. I mean, that's technically something. Hey, Tracker, track X-Ray from Thieves Town.
Toggled X-ray scope on. 1 item left in Thieves Town.
It's not a very good something since I don't have either the plasma beam or the charge beam, but I mean, it's there, I guess. I mean, every set's gonna have a few achievements that are just silly. If they're a little too ridiculous, I might take the DKC3 approach and just skip those particular ones, but we'll definitely do most of them. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Blind. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Blind.
Congratulations on beating off Blind. You now have 80 missiles.
Alright, let's see what we got down this way. I guess I'll make my way over to Catfish, since it's unlikely we're going to be seeing both the red crystals anytime soon. Hey, Tracker Track Soups! Hey, Tracker Track Soups!
You now have 45 super missiles.
see this and this. Yep. Hey, track missiles.
You now have 85 missiles.
Yeah, the 2-frame Samurai Kirby one is basically just guessing. Because you can't humanly react to that, so it's literally just guessing to when the exclamation mark's going to appear. Which is definitely a bit dumb, but that's how it is. You've got to be kidding me. No, that seems pretty good. Hey, tracker, track mirror.
Toggled mirror on.
Suppose while I'm in the area, I'll go this way. Hey, tracker, track powerful bombs.
Added more powerful bombs.
Alright, might as well do Palace of Darkness, because why not at this point, right? And hey, Palace of Darkness is one of my favorite tunes from this whole set, so... I mean, Marks without taking hit isn't that bad. Marks is thankfully extremely predictable, so makes dodging not that bad. Hey, track bottle.
Upgraded bottle by 1 step.
So from Thieves Town, I got an X-ray scope and 2 bottles, essentially. Yeah, all you need to do to not take damage on Marks is use plasma, and your job is already done. Because you'll kill him so fast, you won't even have to dodge very long. If he's cooperative somewhere around there, yeah. Whew, there's the chills again. It's when it swells up like that, it always gets me. Yeah, I love the copy abilities in Superstar, are quite good. Hey, tracker, track pancakes from Palace of Darkness.
Toggled gravity suit on. 4 treasures left.
Pancakes. We got some bacon, we got some pancakes, now I just need some syrup. Actually, I have 4 bottles, I guess we do have syrup. Part of your balanced breakfast of unhealthiness. Yeah, honestly, the defeating bosses without a copy ability is actually more difficult than no damaging them, so... Hey, track Spring Ball from Palace of Darkness.
Toggled spring ball on. How did you get to Palace of Darkness big chest without the lamp?
Oh, I have my
3
ways.
treasures left.
Hey, track Shovel from Palace of Darkness.
Toggled digging tool on. By the way, nice tech. 2 treasures left.
I can see! I can fight! It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you know what? I don't have to be able to see. Hey, track missiles from Palace of Darkness.
You now have 90 missiles. Just one more.
Hey, track 20 rupees from Palace of Darkness.
You now have 220 rupees. That's everything in Palace of Darkness.
Yep, stuff generated with this particular branch. If you wanted to, it could know the spoiler log. And thus supply some amusing commentary as a result. Ah! The double balk of shame. No! Yep, I have a very strong urge to play some PSO. I wonder why that is. Maybe I will, we'll see. Yo, that's pretty good. Getting 4 of those kills. Okay, well, why did I only get 3 of them? Oh, well, either way. That was pretty good for being in the dark. Yep, today's pack comes from 2 games. Phantasy Star Online and Phantasy Star Universe. One, two, 3, 4. Yeah, it's one of those things, if you've heard the songs before, or if you've played the game before, the music is very distinctive, and it will drive you nuts until you remember it. Hey Tracker, I defeated Helmsor King.
Marked Helmsor King is defeated.
I mean, I can pick up some more mods. We're definitely using, I'll put it this way, we're using something new on this Saturday's Mixed Pools seed. I forgot to update the event list now that I think about it. I have way too many rupees right now.
Showtime!
Yo, Mel! Like for the 32 months. Hey, there's nothing wrong with you still being around. I think I went to the sport brawl this time. Getting Jonathan spin a little bit more for us. We're enjoying some classic tunes. And actually I have to do the basement because I don't have the hook shot. Hey Tracker, track 50 rupees from Tower of Hero.
Toggled 50 rupees on. Just one more.
Whew, that's pretty hot for this time of year. It's pretty much freezing here today. It's a little bit above. Oh, they're doing another Destiny 2 expansion? That's surprising. I guess this player base did pick up a lot from the more recent one, though. I felt contractually obligated to use Trick Track somewhere, so I went to Tower of Hero. I mean, it's freaking Trick Track. You gotta include Trick Track. Hi, Moldorm. What you garden? Hey, Tracker! I defeated Moldorm.
Rip Molder. Added more missiles.
Moldorm, yeah. Yo, Wolfie. The slight mispronunciations of Microsoft Text-to-Speech has always been very amusing. Hey, Tracker, there's bullshit on Floating Island.
Marked Floating Island as bullshit.
Don't look like a whole lot over in this area. But there is a whole lot of Super Metroid for me to be doing, so... that's probably where I'm headed next. Wrong door.
You unbelievable!
Unbelievable! Hey, Tracker Track E-Tank.
You now have 9 E-tanks.
Very healthy cave I got going on here. Ah, yeah, that seems about right. Hey, Tracker Track Flippers.
Toggled flippers on.
Hey, Tracker Track, hookshot. Hey, Tracker Track hookshot.
Toggled hookshot on.
I think there's a distinct possibility that I know where I'm headed next. Well, fine then. Have Swamp Palace's tune, which is a nostalgic tune that also has a nostalgic tune wrapped into the nostalgic tune. Hey, Track Cape from Swamp Palace.
Toggled cape on. 5 treasures left.
I mean, a product improving after splitting away from Activision seems like more than just a correlation, one might say. Track +5 arrow expansion from Swamp Palace.
Toggled +5 arrow capacity on. 4 items left in Swamp Palace.
What does it do? Nothing! It's been banned for years! Look, I've had a friend for a long time that did a lot of stuff with Yu-Gi-Oh! Then, you know, I played it back when there was only maybe 3 sets, so you know, a while ago. Just some time in the past. Hey, Track 50 rupees from Swamp Palace.
Added more 50 rupees. 3 items left in Swamp Palace.
Hey, Track Shield from Swamp Palace.
Congratulations with your new fighter's shield. 2 treasures left.
Track heart piece from Swamp Palace.
You now have 4 heart pieces.
I've never played
One
this
more
at...
to go in here.
I've never tried this at X Games. I can tell that I hate their art style, but I mean, like, that says nothing about the gameplay. So basically, I have no opinion on it, other than the protagonist looks like they would piss me off, probably. Ooh, this is a sloppy Argus. 2 spins. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Argus.
Congratulations on beating off Argus. You now have 100 missiles.
How to give me the flippers and the hookshot? And then Swamp Palace doesn't have anything. That's like some madness right there. Absolute bloody madness. Anyways. Well, there's a lot of card game players out there. You know, I guess I should probably go to Meridia. We can't quite go to Shaktul yet. Trying to bomb jump up there is not worth it. Hey, Kuroshito coming on in with the party of 3. Welcome, welcome. Played some combo randomizer and messing up jumps, so you know the usual. Always a little bit sad when I don't have the high jump boots. Alright, this song. What? 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 Why did my Shine Spark just disappear on the door transition? Hey, track missiles. I'm doing okay. Can't complain too much. Oh, I want that though. Turtle, I require thee! Give me a lift! Oh, Turtle! Mama? Mama, Turtle! I need up! Can I even reach this? Oh no. You mean I'm gonna have to do it like this? Alright, time for some really cursed stuff. Hey, Tracker Track Charge Beam.
Toggle charge beam on.
Look, sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and do the thing. This is one of those times I really wanted that charge. Why am I bonking my head on something up there? What? Game! Hello? There's nothing there, game! What are you bonking on? There's nothing there, game! I'm just gonna go this way. Sometimes this thing, I swear. Hey, Tracker, track E-Tank.
You now have 10 E-Tanks.
Hey, Tracker, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Actually, I've been missing a few. Hey, Tracker, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Hey, Tracker, I now have 55 soups.
You now have 55 superb missiles.
Hey, Tracker, I now have 2 content. Hey, Tracker, I have 2 content.
Added more content.
Nothing in particular. This particular sprite's just a Federation soldier. I just picked it because it goes with the MSU pack nicely. And Tracker, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
And Tracker, track powerful bombs.
Added more powerful bombs. Yo, Mimo! Welcome back! Man, I actually had to go through Batuan without any means of killing it faster. Alright, fine. I suppose I can shoot some super missiles at it. And Tracker Track E-Tank. Added more E-Tanks.
And Tracker Track Titansmith.
Congratulations with your new titty mitts. Can we go to Peg World?
Later! Dang, Tracker always wanted to go to Peg World. It's not always the time for Peg World. I've already been over there. It's not convenient. I don't need either of those. So let me just check the other sand pit. If it's also nothing, I'm just gonna go back to Link to the Past after we're done. I'll say nothing. Okay, I'll just go straight back to Link to the Past after I'm done with Dragon then. Can I please stop bonking my head on non-existent doors? Yo, the precision, though. Why? What's wrong with the song? It's perfect. Nah, far less interesting than Doom Guy, sadly. Just a Federation soldier. Anthony. And he's here to tell you that this thing takes forever to charge. And that's his one thing. No, that's where I always am on this particular thing. Place myself in such a way where if I'm playing either this or regular Link to the Past, that I'm not in the way of the trackers. So it's like slightly in the middle. Since the layout's slightly different for regular Link to the Past. Come on, Dragon, hurry it up! Hurry it up! Come on! There you go! Congratulations! Hey, Tracker, I defeated Dragon.
F.
Speaking of Metroid health, there's a bit more. Hey, Tracker Tracking Tank.
You now have 12 E-tanks.
Alright. To infinity and beyond! Damn, I tried to save it. And beyond! There we go. That was properly
You've
timed.
manipulated RNG 130 times.
What? Hey, Tracker, undo that. Hey, Tracker, undo that.
Make up your mind.
Maybe don't invent things that I didn't say, huh? Try that one first. Yeah, but this time she was actually confident enough by, like, a lot. It wasn't even, like, marginal either. She was 87% confident that I had said that. I die less times than that in the one-hit KO run. No Peg World yet. Instead, we have to do something highly heinous. We're gonna go to Ice Palace without the tech.
This a very tense moment.
Precisely, Luigi. Oh, yeah, it's this song, though.
Oh, Luigi.
Yeah, we got that DLC for Link to the Past. I mean, Link to the Past did kind of have a DLC in one way, in the form of the GBA port. A little bit of extra content and an entire new side game. All for the low price of too much money. Hey Tracker, track 50 rupees from Ice Palace.
You now have 350 rupees. 2 items left in Ice Palace.
Hey Tracker, track E-Tank from Ice Palace.
Added more E-Tanks.
I have one E-Tank off
Just
of having...
one more.
Exactly. About having all of them in the game. That's too much energy. Nice. Hey, Tracker, check missiles from Ice Palace.
Added more missiles. That's the last of them.
first time I've seen them do that odd split out of nowhere, but there it is. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Cold Stare.
Rip Cold Stare.
I could really use a space jump. I have no medallions, and both of my remaining crystal dungeons are medallion dungeons. That does not bode well. Man, I really don't want to go to Lower Norfair. It wouldn't be too bad, because I have the screw attack. But, like, I only have bombs, man! That's a lot of bomb jumping! Even a high jump would go a long way. Yeah, I've been Hive Cave. That's where I got the mirror. Yeah, I'm pretty good, Jade. I'm pretty good. A little bit sleepy, but that's about it. Really not sure about the timing on that one. I'm gonna go back and forth. Hey, Tracker, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Hey, Tracker, track the sacred texts.
Toggled Book of Medora on. By the way, nice tech.
What tech? What did I do? Oh, right. Palace of Darkness. I had to think about that for a second. It's like, wait a minute. What did I sequence for? Oh, right. Yeah, Big Bomb's harmless. Hilariously enough. Sorry, at this point I've done lampless runs so often, and it doesn't even dawn on me anymore. Hey, Tracker, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Holy moly! That's a lot of rupees! No, we haven't been to Zora yet. I'm heading that way, but like, I have enough money that I'm still gonna have over 2,000 after paying off Zora. Not today! The dodge. Ooh, the wave beam. You don't mind if I do. usual. Ah, fuck it, I'm probably gonna play PSO tonight. Hey, Tracker, track Wave Beam.
Toggled wave beam on.
Alright, I must know. Before I proceed any further... Oh. The kindness is appreciated. Alright, what's on here? Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one. Hey, Tracker, there's bullshit at Master Sword Pedestal.
Marked Master Sword Pedestal as bullshit.
Alright, which medallion do I need for here? Hey, Tracker, Mark Quake is required for Misery Mire.
Marked Quake is required for Misery Mire.
Hey, Tracker, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
Hey, Tracker, track Quake.
Toggled Quake on.
Well, I guess while I'm here... Yo, you guys ready for a jam? Because as usual, I put a miscellaneous jam into Misery Mire. Come on, Meyer. Give me your items. I need them. Why would I go to the fish room? It's just a waste of time, unless you're playing Crisscross, in which case... I mean, I have a track list. Sort of. They're kind of truncated with the actual file names. I see. That means it's probably an item. Yeah, there's absolutely an item in Vitreous, so I'm only gonna get one item from this dip. It'd be pretty funny if it was the Cadus of Mario, though. And it's 10 arrows, okay. Hey Tracker, track 10 sticks from Misery Mire.
Toggle 10 sticks on. One item left in Misery Mire.
No, Balance of Darkness is all cleared out. There's nothing left there. And I suppose I can dip desert. Yeah, sticks its arrows. Putting the desert music in Desert Palace. Absolute madness. Hey, Tracker track soups from Desert Palace.
You now have 60 superb missiles. Just one more.
Oh man, I can't wait for the second item to be on Lamola's. Gee, what a surprise! Yeah, this is a Fantasy Star Universe track. It's one of the various desert areas. Yes. Are we talking about lasagna? I don't know, mouse cook preparing one. Lasagna. Hey Tracker, I defeated Lamola's.
Marked Landmalas as defeated. You now have 210 arrows.
Before I go to Lower Norfair, I'm gonna go take a look at the rest of Death Mountain. know, this character is Adol from the East series, but yes, he does look extremely similar to Roy. Share RPG designs for you. Hey, track missiles.
You now have 140 missiles.
A tracker marked ether is required for Turtle Rock.
Marked ether is required for Turtle Rock.
That's quite a set of items that I don't have yet. Woof. How about a space jump, though? A track missiles.
Added more missiles.
A track reserve tank.
You now have 2 reserve tanks.
A track lamp.
Toggled lantern on.
Woo! We're in logic again! Wrong Kane! Hey, track Kane and Brian.
Toggled cane of Berna on.
Hey, track soups!
Added more super missiles.
Alright, fine, I'll go to Lower Norfair with basically nothing. It's fine, I love bomb jumping. It's so much fun. Fun for all and all for fun. I suspect Upper Norfair is where my space jump is. But at this point, let's just make progress. I mean, there's a very small chance it's right here. That'd be handy. Nope, just more powerful bombs. I'm gonna have to fire super missiles for quite a while, even. Oh, hey! Hey, track the tech.
Toggled the tech on.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna go do Mystery Mire first, because there's a chance. There's a slim chance that maybe Vidrius will give me what I want. I guess well, actually, I don't have ether, so I can't go to Turtle Rock yet. Well, I can at least go this way. The tech. couple of close calls in that mire, too. Could have gone smoother. Still worked out, though. So I think with the 10 gifted subs going on over to you, I'm going to bring up this to actually see it all. Dr. Smasher, Suzuki, Guy McGuy, Beans, Joe Beans. I'm noticing
Mark
a trend.
At SPAZER.
Showtime!
Hey, Tracker, undo that.
Was that not what you wanted?
Where was I? Detrius Gaming, Yellow Fox, Log from Lemo, Bear Person, a guy named CJ, and Maximize! How'd she get that? I have no idea.
Showtime! Showtime!
Well, I mean, the tracker just uses Microsoft, like, vocal detection, so...
Showtime!
Any oddities in what's heard can be blamed entirely on that. Anyways. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Psychedelic Eyeball.
Marked Vitreous as defeated. You now have 320 rupees.
Alright, here we go. Everybody's favorite. You know, I'm gonna try to do the one trick that could help this go a little bit smoother. I got it!
Showtime!
Go! That's much better. Alright, now I need to farm these for a bit, so you're gonna be hearing the start of this song a few times. Yeah, that was a short charge. Those are I have a really hard time with those. I just kind of bullshit it and hope it works. I mean, I'm just streaming at my usual time. At 5 bombs, you're right. Hey, Tracker, track powerful bombs.
You now have 40 power bombs.
Alright, I'll do this one more time and that should be enough. Because I'm very reliant on super missiles right now, so... I wonder if I can do this. No. Alright, here we go. Come on, drop the bomb. Alright, the map. me just fix that in just a sec. Just getting to this awful room. There we go. Hey, track missiles.
You now have 150 missiles.
Oh god, this room without any form of jump assistance! Screw attack making this even remotely feasible today. His super missiles just aren't enough for Lower Norfair. Even if I had infinite of them, they don't kill these enemies fast enough. One, two, no, three! I mean, it's because my model reacts to my eyebrow position, so if I'm doing this, then it kind of follows along. It's very nice. Gives it a lot more personality than a lot of the models that just constantly have a soft and cute look. Oh, like this all the time. Oh. Ridley, get down here. Ridley, get Pogo in, come on. No disrespect to the people that use stuff like that, of course. It's more just that doesn't fit me at all. Yeah, Ridley, you dead? I don't think he's quite dead. No, he's not quite dead. Alright, now he should be dead. Hey, track Ridley.
Rip Ridley.
Such a cute. I mean, I guess the username, but. Oh god, it's so miserable not having anything to make my jump better. Standard height jumps! They're dreadful! Oh, Subterranean Desert. I love this song, but my god, does the run of the area itself take a long time. This is one. This song's from one of the episode 4 areas of Phantasy Star Online. The Subterranean Desert. And considering it's the last area that was ever made for that game, it is suitably, well, epic, I guess is the term. I don't want to go all the way around just to pick up a butter sword that I don't need. That's 8 all the red. We'll give him a red sword. Anyways. Hey, Tracker, track Nice Rod.
Toggled Ice Rod on. How did you get to Firefly Room without the space jump?
Well, you see, very uncasual means. Anyways. Hey, Tracker, track E-Tank.
You now have 14 E-Tanks.
I now have every E-Tank in the game. Whoa. Oh, hey, ain't all the red now has a red shield. See, it's all good. We did it for the cosmetics. The coordination. Alright, so all we need now is the Ether Medallion. That's probably an upper door fair somewhere if I had to guess. So let's get exploring. Yeah, the fact that these crossover randomizers even work is insanity. Hey, track missiles.
Added more missiles.
$20. I might actually have to save up some super missiles to go deal with Crocomire in a minute. So I should probably start picking those up. I don't think that I'd be interested in playing. Pretty much any of the crossover randomizers are neat. Conceptually, they're just an interesting idea. Hey, Tracker, track mail.
You've got mail.
Come on, I just want one more. There we go. Hey! Hey, Tracker, track Spazer.
Toggled Spazer on.
does something! Not a lot, but it does something! Hey, tracker missiles.
You now have 160 missiles.
Oh, hey, there it is! Okay, Crocomire gets to live! That works! It's a shitty go mode, but it's a go mode nonetheless. Hey, track ether!
Toggled ether on.
Hey, track go mode!
Toggled go mode. On.
Fresh meat.
Meatball's here just in time! Alright, let's get out of here! You know, this kind of orangey appearance works perfectly with all of our red stuff. We are now maximum fashion! Aw, yeah! Fashion percent obtained. I put off getting that sword just to have more fashion, and here we are! It was worth it. Then it wouldn't have saved much time. Because, you know, Trinex is the last boss left where a gold sword actually does anything. Yeah, Shack Tool wasn't even an option today. Just never had the means of getting there. Tracker, I now have 16 hard containers. Hey, Tracker, I have 16 hard containers.
You now have 16 hard containers.
I did let Vigilant know about this small bug here. We'll see if it gets fixed. I really ought to try taking a stab at making a sprite at some point. Because, I mean, I've done small sprite work in the past. Probably stuff that was slightly higher resolution than this even, so... It's like, I've done it before, so I know what to do. They take forever to make and are horribly tedious, though, so don't get your hopes up on that project. Aw, man, my fashion! Hey, Tracker, track mail from Turtle Rock. Hey, Tracker, track mail from Turtle Rock.
Congratulations with your new red mail.
I
4
probably
treasures left.
I'd probably just make one of, well, me. Because, I mean, I already have Hat Kid. That was the only big one for me. I could do an edit of the Hat Kid one and change it up so she's wearing, like, her bow sprint hat as opposed... Wait, do I not? Okay, I do. Yeah, sprite work is horribly tedious. I did a fair bit of it for RPG Maker projects back in the day, and oof. Don't recommend out of 10. Hey, Tracker, track reserve tank from Turtle Rock.
Added more reserve tanks.
Hey, Tracker, undo that. Hey, Tracker, undo that.
I'll pretend nothing happened.
Hey, Tracker, track reserve tank from Turtle Rock.
Added more reserve tanks.
There we go.
3 treasures left.
I'd actually be interested in those tools. And at least with this game, you have a base model to work with. Since obviously it'd be based off of, like, one of the available... Probably the broadcast Satella Zelda sprites. Hey, Tracker, track 20 rupees from Turtle Rock.
You now have 4 red rupees. 2 items left in Turtle Rock.
No! It's this key layout! Oh, this hasn't happened in so long! It hasn't happened in so long! Oh, man! Alright. Seed sucks. Seed sucks out of 10! Super sucks! Hey, Tracker, track content.
Added more content.
Hey, Tracker, track space jump from Turtle Rock.
Toggled space jump on. Hey Tracker, track Shack Tool Go mode. 1 more to go in here.
Hey, Tracker, track missiles from Turtle Rock.
You now have 165 missiles.
There's only one key
everything in
layout
Turtle
that can
Rock.
screw you over when go moding Turtle Rock. Exactly one. And it has to have a small key in both the big key chest and the big chest. It's really rare because the layout doesn't even like doing that. But here we are. It actually did it for once. It has been probably over a year.
Access denied.
It's probably been over a year since this has happened. You beat that. Hell, actually, the last time this happened was when I still raced, so even longer than that. But I don't know where she gets some of this stuff from. She wasn't super certain on it, though. Ah, the old days of racing. Nothing, she just told me that access was denied. I heard there's a lot of the custom sprite work for this particular rando, so... It's access denied. It's denied. It's stuff that you're not allowed to have access to. Yes. Everybody always telling me freaking backdoor Tridex strats are low priority. They're so consistent. Why would you not try to teach people that? Ah. A meatball sprite probably a while because you don't have a base for that one. Because, like, you can't use the Doom Cacodemon sprite. That's art style is completely different. It would look terrible when shrunk down to that size. And it's a very small chance we can get a sub 3 out of this, but it's gonna need an early Ganon's Tower big key. If you were also using it for Super Metroid, then good luck. Taking a spherical creature and fitting it to Samus's very tall sprites. Could work for the Morph Ball, though, yes. Oh, this song really gives me the chills. Let's go. I track reserve tank from Ganon's Tower.
You now have 4 reserve tanks.
I track soups from
19
Ganon's
items
Tower.
left in Ganon's Tower. Added more supers. 18 treasures left.
Track soups from Ganon's Tower.
You now have 75 supers. 17 treasures left.
And track bombos from Ganon's Tower.
Toggled bombos on. 16 items left in Ganon's Tower.
Even in a suit, she's still shorter than me. I hate being this tall. It only causes problems. Hey, track missiles from Ganon's Tower.
You now have 170 missiles. 15 items left in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, but you're a guy, Mal. They actually make stuff for guys that tall. That might be early enough. Man, it's gonna be close. If we get the sub 3 on this one, it's gonna be just barely. I'm gonna have to play properly. 10 months, yeah, thank you for the 10 months. Getting Jonathan spin a little bit more for us today. Time to boogie! Not 7 feet, no, but I am 6'4", 6'5"-ish. I just can't buy anything. There's just nothing available. I have to get really, like, crappy pants, because there's just no pants in my size. Speaking of big and tall, I guess the female equivalent with that would be Long Tall Sally, which is also hilariously overpriced, so... I feel you on that one. I'd open up these boxes, but I'm in a hurry, man. I'm trying to get to sub 3. And the issue with men's pants is they're generally made of cheaper shit, so they're less comfortable. Hey, Tracker, track 1 rupee from Ganon's Tower.
Do you think I've got nothing better to do?
I mean, we're in go mode,
14
so...
items left in Ganon's Tower.
No, you don't have anything better to do. You're gonna track that 1 rupee and you're gonna like it. Come on, no blue ball. Ah, damn it. You bastard! Come on, no blue ball. Here we go. Dip! Uh, 3, 1, 2. Alright. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Trinex.
Mark Trinix as defeated.
I did find the light arrows in the light world. I mean, the light arrows. Silver arrows. 1, 2, 3. Alright, smooth endgame for Link to the Past. Let's mosey on over to Super Metroid real quick. We gotta go, man. I only got 10 minutes. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Ganon.
Marked Ganon as defeated.
Go, 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 go. It's gonna suck a bit without the ice rod, but I mean, I can make it work. Yeah!
Haven't you been there already?
Shut up, Tracker. I was just enjoying some prime mockball content. Hey, Tracker, track content.
You now have 4 content.
That's about as efficient as I can make that. Alright, I have the space jump finally. I can't even humor the idea of baby skip without the high jump boots, so... Some sprites look a little bit better than others. That one, not so much. They literally just took the top half of the sprite and kind of moved it up and down a pixel or two. The baby. And now for the winner of the most on-the-nose music selection in the entire MSU pack, Mother Brain, with the boss battle theme from Chex Notes, Mother Brain from Phantasy Star Universe. Alright, Spazer! You barely do anything, but this is your time to shine, baby! After all, some damage is better than no damage, so... Even though the entire stand-up glitch worth of spacer shots is only equivalent to, like, maybe 3 or 4 hyper beam shots, it's still 3 or 4 hyper beam shots at the very least. This is your time to shine, Spacer, you got this! And now for another song! The list of things I was contractually obligated to use at least once. The planet might be about to explode. There is a chance. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. This is gonna be close. Nope. Okay, just barely. But we take those.
You look ridiculous.
Look, I didn't have time to go rescue those animals. We had 12 seconds. Alright, I have several questions for Tracker, but also... Hey, Tracker! Track Mother Brain. Hey, Tracker, I defeated Mother Brain.
Is it finally over?
Yes.
Can I go home now?
Not yet. So I have several questions for you. Hey, Tracker, enable spoilers.
I'll tell you what you want to know when you ask for spoilers.
Hey, Tracker, what's in Shaq's stash?
Shuktol's item has a missile.
Hey, Tracker, where's the plasma beam?
The plasma beam can be found at Hammer Pegs, in Dark World Northwest.
Damn it! Should have gone to Peg World. Hey, Tracker, where's the high jump boots?
The high jump is at Compass Room top left, in Ganon's tower.
Hey, Tracker, where's the nice beam?
The ice beam can be found at Compass Room bottom right, in Ganon's tower.
Two things in right side GT. Would have gotten both of those, but there was no small key in Hope Room. Hey, Tracker, where's the mushroom?
The mushroom can be found at Mimic Cave, in Light World Death Mountain East.
Hey, Tracker, where's that blue shit?
The blue boomerang is at left sand pit left, in Inner Meridia.
Right, I saw that one. Hey, Tracker, where's the bug catching net? Hey, Tracker, where's the bug catching net?
The bug net is at Pantry, in Upper Norfair, Crocomire.
Alright. Well, everything works with the MSU pack, so that's good. Yeah, I keep on forgetting to program in my own custom calls for a couple of these. Mostly, I just want to call the Moon Pearl the Jawbreaker. Alright, so I mean, I'm gonna be playing a open mode scene right after this, because I still want to test the Link to the Past specific songs for this MSU pack a little bit more. But everything worked on the combo rando side of things, so far, so good! In the meantime, I'm gonna take a 5-10 minute break, just to stand up and stretch and whatnot, and to give Tracker a break, I guess, even though we're using auto-tracking next. But anyways,